OMT Online Dynasty, we are here in beautiful sunny San Diego at Snapdragon Stadium for our Week 0 Game of the Week, featuring not only a new team, but a new coach, Spence, taking over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, fittingly enough, using that Hawaii offense in the 4-3 multiple defense. Always fun to watch that run and shoot offense of Hawaii, taking on Rainbow in the San Diego State Aztecs, who will be in the Air Raid Colorado State offense, a base 4-3 defense. A very interesting matchup, a very crazy game. Like Rainbow said in the game chat in the Discord, it is like a whack conference game that goes till 2 in the morning on a Saturday night. It is a wild one. A fitting welcome to the Dynasty for our new guy here, Spence. So instead of going over the entire depth charts of each team, we're just going to call out a few specific players, a few specific positions, and take it from there. Before we get too far into anything else here, though, for anybody new here, this is a 32-user online Dynasty. We got 4 custom conferences, 8 teams in each, a relegation system in place. Guys will move up, guys will move down, depending on how they do throughout the season. All had to take a group of 5 team, 2 stars or lower. If you're interested in potentially joining the Dynasty, it is all done through the Discord. The link for that is down in the description. And if you haven't yet, please do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't. It all goes a long way. It all helps a ton. So all of that covered, I think we can get into it here. First, let's take a look at a couple key players here for Rainbow and his San Diego State Aztecs. Starting with his quarterback, Trayvon Hicks. This guy looks like an absolute stud. Redshirt junior, impact dev trait, extender dot, gold mobile resistance, already a 90 overall with 83 speed, good acceleration, good change of direction there, as you can see behind me. A very, very solid quarterback for this team for this year and our last year, as long as he stays. I don't know what his deal breaker is. It'd sure be a shame if he ended up at a place like, I don't know, Old Dominion, just throwing some names out there. But the main thing I want to focus on here with San Diego State is going to be at their wide receiver room. Number 1, Chad, the Winter Soldier. We saw him last year. This guy's amazing. Double dip takeoff, 6'4", 94 speed receiver. But I did get a good laugh, and I do have to call out the San Diego State tradition being carried on here by Clark McManus, where he is playing not only at wide receiver, but he will also be one of the starting cornerbacks for the Aztecs, much like his mentor, Mr. Carrion, was previously at 6'3". You know, he's got 50-50, 90 speed. Does seem like he should make a pretty dang good cornerback, but just something to see how he plays on the defensive side of the ball. Now we can go look at Spence and his Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. He just took over Hawaii before the transfer portal, so he's going to be in a pretty tough spot, you know, going into year 5, taking a new team that nobody has ever usered before. It's going to be difficult, and he's in the second highest conference in Conference USA. 64 overall, 66 offense, 61 defense. Not a ton for us to talk about on his actual team. I am going to give a quick shout out to Zachary Jennings here. Only a 77 overall, but 96 throw power. This guy can sling the rock when the time comes, so watch out for Zachary Jennings here. Then honestly, the wide receiver room, it could be a lot worse. I think it's better than ours. I think it's better than Old Dominion's. 81 overall, 86 speed. That's not great, but 6'3" Max Cooper with double dip and sidestep. Then you have a couple 92 speed options down here with Lance Snell and BJ Tanyan. So it's not great, but I feel like it could be a lot worse. You have a pretty solid tight end. I mean, 6'4", 84 speed. The overall could be much, much worse for Hawaii. It's not great. It's not good. Like, the halfback room is kind of disgusting, but there's only so much really he's going to be able to do with this team. So that is kind of the main positions we're going to focus on here. See if Hawaii can move the rock on offense. Spoiler alert, they do. They certainly can, even with that significant talent disadvantage. And watch the two-way player of San Diego State. Is he going to be able to make a play on the defensive side of the ball? The overall, a super fun matchup between these two high-powered offenses. A lot of yards, a lot of points scored in this one. We'll be back here at halftime. We'll go over. We had 2 other user games in week 0. We had Navy versus James Madison, which we unfortunately don't have any video of. But then we had Texas State versus Washington State. We'll have some highlights for that at the half. And I'll see you guys back here for that. But let's just take it to the game. And after that wonderful introduction, we are ready to go here. This is all going to be from San Diego State's perspective, our guy Rainbow. He will be starting with the ball first here with San Diego State. Usually, we will do our usual thing here on these games of the week. We'll watch the full first offensive drive of each of these teams before we start hopping around a little bit and just kind of picking through the different highlights. I think there's going to be a ton. I'm pretty sure this is a wild game we got on hand here. So San Diego State right away going with the classic air raid staple, a little mesh, find it to the Winter Soldier. First play of the game. Who else but the Winter Soldier to take a little drag and take it all the way to the house? There's that lack of speed on the Hawaii defense, just taking over. You know, there's only so much you can do when you only have the transfer portal to try to build a team. You have your 4 weeks of the portal. That 61 overall defense biting Hawaii in the butt immediately. One play touchdown. Of course, the air raid staple takes it in. Touchdown San Diego State. Let's see how the Rainbow Warriors can answer back against our guy Rainbow here. Oh, actually, hold on a second. There we go. I forgot to add their names at the bottom there for just a second. Now we're set. Now we got Spence. Now we got Rainbow. We are all set to go. So Hawaii coming out in that spread slots close. A good run and shoot staple. We got the quick out over to the right. We do find it to our guy Tanyan there. He's a little fella, but he can find space in that field. Take it down, get your quick throws, get some yards. I like that idea. Staying in that same formation. We'll see if that's going to kind of be Hawaii's strategy. I don't hate it at all. If you're Hawaii and you don't have the best team, you don't have the best quarterback, if we can get those underneath throws, I like that game plan here for the Rainbow Warriors. I also love their jerseys. I was tempted to switch to Hawaii a couple times. I just never ended up actually pulling the trigger. I kind of wanted I wanted to stay with who we had, but Hawaii was definitely a very tempting option for us. A stunt coming in, but a quick one right back to that right flat again. Zachary Jennings slinging that rock around right back to BJ Tanyan. San Diego State trying to take advantage of maybe a little depleted, not the best offensive line of Hawaii. Throw some stunts at him, try to confuse him a little bit, try to get a little pressure in on Zachary Jennings, making a few subs here on the defensive side of things. And let's see, so we got, I believe that's our wide receiver for San Diego State, all the way out on our left there. Run it. He's in press as of right now. So flanker close. Another really good formation. Hawaii's playbook is so fun. It is so fun. We have the right flat again. I thought Pryor stepped out of bounds there, but that's our little like 84 speed halfback finding the empty space there and taking that for a pretty solid gain. I 100% thought he stepped out of bounds, but Pryor knows better than me. Keeps his feet in and takes it down to the 27. Let's see. I mean, at San Diego State, we have to start guarding those flats, man. I feel like I think that's every pass Hawaii has thrown so far has been to that same right flat. So interested to see what San Diego State is going to try to do here. We're going to go with some little matching cover 4 here against the trips. Always risky because you can get bombed fairly easily running cover 4 match. Go. Whoa. We potentially had that kind of second drag coming from the left to the right. The user Rainbow was getting back there. That would have been close. We tried to force one in deep. A lot of traffic down there. Flies over the receiver's head. Comes down incomplete. So yeah, cover 4 palms can get bombed fairly easily. We'll see if that's, and we're staying in it. I don't know, you never know if your opponent actually knows the bomb against these kind of coverages. We have our drag right underneath again, just taking what the defense gives you. And look at that hard cut there. Hayden Elligan II. What a name on that tight end. Look at him plant his feet here in the sandy surface of San Diego. I guess Hawaii, though, might have the advantage here, considering how sandy the playing field is at Snapdragon Stadium. Who's better to deal with the sand than a team from Hawaii? They grew up practicing on the beach. They know how to handle this. As we saw there from Hayden making that quick cut back over to the right. So we are going Oh, that's a dicey one. Oh, that was a risky one. It looked like we maybe had that there. That is our actual corner goings, and he is going to take this one. Are we scoring on this? That's 92 speed Snell chasing him down. He does bring him down at the 11-yard line. Maybe if we threw that a touch earlier, we could have had that pass let it out to the right, but that's, again, is not having the best quarterback. If we could have led that more towards that sideline, maybe we could have gotten that one, but an unbelievable undercut there by Goings of the Aztecs to take, what a flip of this game, from one 10-yard line to the other 10-yard line. Now San Diego State, can we punch this one in for the quick touchdown? Going with the trips of their own here. He's looking for the same exact spot. That could be pick 2. No, Caleb Presley, Mr. Sunday Conversations himself, the transfer from Sam Houston, from Whoa Twice to Rainbow, gets absolutely dunked on that poor corner for Hawaii. That was almost the same exact thing Hawaii just tried to do. Goings was able to jump in front of it for San Diego State. That time, though, Caleb Presley makes the play for the Aztecs, and the Hawaii defense just can do nothing but watch as the Aztecs go up 14-0. Then from there, San Diego State actually forced a punt here from the Hawaii offense. I promise this becomes a very good game here. But we haven't really seen San Diego State's offense operate at all. We've seen them run 2 plays, and it's been 2 touchdowns. So I do actually want to watch a little bit more and get a better idea of what we can expect from the Aztecs offense here. Going for the deep shot, again, taking advantage of that speed. But Trayvon Hicks airmails it. Looked like a potential walk-in touchdown. I'm not sure who that was to. It might have been the Winter Soldier. Let's see if we can see what number that was. Oh, number 30. That was his halfback, Cortez Haddad, actually running that slot fade. Burned his man, but Hicks puts a little bit too much air under it. And unfortunately, nothing doing there for San Diego State. Then we try to give it to Haddad on the next play. Only picks up a gain of 3. So now we got a 3rd and 7. Let's see what Hawaii's defense is going to be able to do here. Try to get that ball back. Get that offense back on the field. You really saw, I mean, Hawaii's first drive, very, very solid. Just took what they gave you, moved it right downfield, and maybe tried to force one in the end zone a little bit. I think I saw the same thing Spence saw. He definitely did have a step on him, but I think it was just thrown a touch too late. So going with a little trail route here, we got him underneath, but brings them down. Number 16 of Hawaii all over that, forcing a 4th and inches. This could be a huge swing in momentum for this Hawaii defense if they are able to get off the field here. Staying with a 4-down set, looks like potentially some dime. Got to watch that trail route, but we have that left flat wide open. Number 2, Clark McManus. There he is. There's our two-way threat getting involved on the offensive side of things, picking up a huge 4th down for the Aztecs. Takes it across the 50-yard line. Still a minute and a half left here in the first quarter. San Diego State looking to trying to build a very comfortable first quarter lead here. Tries to find Caleb Presley. I mean, he dunked on him earlier, so I don't hate the idea of just kind of trust your guy Presley to go make a play for you there. That one, though, gets knocked out by the Hawaii defense. Good play. I think that was the safety of Hawaii flew over there to knock that one out. The 2nd and 10 now in San Diego State, back in some of that empty. We've seen them utilize this formation quite a few times here, and I really like it against a team like Hawaii. They're just not going to have, whoa. I don't know if he tried to spin, he tried to throw that. I'm not sure what happened there, but it ended up almost lucky that wasn't a fumble. I mean, it arguably could have been. That was pretty dang close. I wish we could get a review on that or something. But it ends up an incomplete pass. But yeah, I don't hate empty against Hawaii whatsoever, because we're not really expecting their defensive line to be able to get pressure. We're not expecting his corners to really be able to keep up with our guys a whole heck of a lot. So drags, crossers, a lot of kind of what we've seen Hawaii do on the offensive side of things should work pretty similarly for San Diego State. That word always is my fat northern tongue. Struggles with those kind of words. We're going to try to audible here. I mean, pretty close. We might be getting a delay game, or not a delay game, a false start. Try to hot route within like 7 seconds. It's going to be a false start nearly every time. It's college football 26 for you. There's going to be a 3rd and 15 now. Are we going to stem up that X route just a little bit? Because I'm not sure that's going to be quite deep enough. And again, good coverage though. Oh, I thought Presley had that and was running. I couldn't really tell. But no, it was a deflection. It was knocked out. Good recovery there, because it certainly looked like Presley had a step on him. But that number 10 on Hawaii's defense flying down, I think that was the same guy that forced that knockout earlier, getting the ball back for the Rainbow Warriors. And this kind of punt is just, it's nasty, because your returner's never going to catch these. Ever. He always just runs by it just like that. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that, but we've seen that before, and yeah, your returner just kind of dumbs out on those. Into the second quarter we go, and Hawaii facing a 3rd and 5. We had a nice run from Pryor in here, then a couple just tried an RPO, tried a quick drag, not really a whole heck of a lot doing. Here comes that stunt right up the middle. What a... Hold on. Oh, we need an effort on that. Oh my gosh, who is that receiver? 82? What's his name? Do I have his name here? That's Max Cooper. We need some sort of effort from you there, brother. But really quick, look at this blitz pickup by little number 22, Ian Pryor. That defensive end coming in totally free, and Pryor sacrifices his body. He ends up getting steamrolled in the end. But he bought enough time for his quarterback to try to push that ball downfield. It was 3rd and long, so I don't hate trying a deeper shot there. And it did look like Cooper potentially had a step on him. We just need some sort of effort from our wide receiver there would have been helpful. But shout out to Ian Pryor on that blitz pickup. But San Diego State now has the ball at Hawaii's 42, looking to extend this to a 3-score lead here in the first half. But I mean, I don't hate what Hawaii's doing on offense at all. Not at all. Got to fly in there, try to make a tackle on Haddad. And again, that's the biggest thing. If you have the big overall disadvantage, if your opponent just comes out and runs the ball a lot, you're pretty cooked. Like, there's just not a ton you can do. We saw it on that play there. The blocking was just unbelievable. Like, there was not much of a chance for Hawaii unless his user could make a great play. Wasn't much of a chance for Hawaii to keep that to less than a gain of 10. So at least we stopped him from scoring. You know, we've potentially could have had an interception in the end zone earlier. So we'll see. Maybe the Hawaii defense can clutch up here again. So we motioned the guy over to audible, and then he's going right on back. A little gun slot right. And then we're audible. Now we're flipping. We got a lot going on here with Mr. Rainbow. Let's see what we're going to go to here. It's a little play action. Good user defense, but yeah, that right flat, Mr. Sunday conversation himself, his 2nd touchdown of the day for Caleb Presley. Makes it a 21-0 lead for the Aztecs, but this Hawaii offense, I'm telling you, they are not just going to roll over that easy. As we'll see here, with their 2nd and 2, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Ball right about at midfield, so it's been a nice solid drive going for Hawaii. Going with a big blitz, and there's a big comeback over on the right, and our guy, Hayden Elegant II. I love this guy already. He's made a couple big plays. He's got an unbelievable name. What's not to like about him? Puts Hawaii down to San Diego State's 27. If we can build up a little bit of momentum, the Hawaii defense has come close to making a few plays. If we can get a little bit of a swing on those a little bit, and we got ourselves a ball game here in week 0. So Hawaii's offense now at the 27, back in that spread formation. We have that drag again. We're going for the deep middle. I'm assuming that was going to the guy on the left, the guy in that big dig, our outside left wide receiver. And it looked like he had a step on him. Like, again, it's just this quarterback is really struggling to push the ball downfield here, Zachary Jennings. He's got that throw power, but his accuracies are not the best. So we're doing what we can. There comes that little 2-man stunt. The defensive tackle comes flying in. We don't have our guy Ian Pryor, the brick wall, back there to help us out. Pressure gets in immediately, forces the incompletion. So we got a 3rd and 10 for Hawaii. Staying in our spread slots close, definitely seems like the favorite formation for Spence here, that from what I can tell. And it does seem like San Diego State is liking their match coverage. I guess that would make sense why the flats and like drags and things have kind of been open here for Hawaii, but we will see. Trusting that defensive line to try to get some pressure, but there's that another deep, looked like another deep dig. We've tried that throw a few times now. This time though, we find the soft spot in that defense, pick up a gigantic 3rd down. San Diego State safety there, kind of going for the knees. That time that Max Cooper actually went up and made a play for Spence and Hawaii. So 1st and 10 at the 10. Let's see if Hawaii can punch this one in here. Going with a little cover 2 on defense, not shading everybody down because those hooks are dropping back, and that leaves the flats. Find our guy Snell. I believe his first catch of the day, at least that we have seen, gets them halfway to the promised land here, trying to bring this back to a 2-score game. Maybe we get a play by the defense. Maybe we can make this interesting here before half. So back in our spread slots close. I wouldn't hate mixing in some runs, but I think we've had 1 run so far for Pryor. Oh, and there we go. And that was pretty close. That was pretty close to a touchdown. I didn't hate it. I don't know. I think he's got a right-handed quarterback, so those runs typically don't work quite as well going from the left to the right, like with your halfback on the left and then running to the right, as they do going from right to left, because EA Just likes to do silly things sometimes. So 3rd and 2, I wouldn't hate another run here, to be honest with you. I wouldn't hate it at all. 3rd and 2 at the 2, 2.5 minutes left in the second. A lot of 2s going on. Deuces wild. We are going to drop back to pass, maybe looking for that curl, but find that back line. Number 82, Max Cooper, again on that deep dig. That definitely seems to be his favorite route. He finds the space yet again. A touchdown for Hawaii, gets them on the board. Already 17 for 24. Jennings, he's got to ice up that arm on the sideline, but Hawaii on the board. The first touchdown for Spence in the online dynasty. We'll actually just go ahead and pick this up right as San Diego State gets the ball back. They had an illegal block in the back on the kickoff, which is not something I believe I've ever seen before. We go back to our mesh and find our guy McManus. Haven't really noticed him on the defensive side of things, which is probably a good thing. We haven't seen him blow any coverages. We haven't seen him make a play, but when you got a wide receiver playing corner, we take what we can get. We're going back to the mesh, trying to find the underneath. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on a second. So a great user defense there by Spence, but that was a drop animation. That was the animation of the guy getting his hands up there, looks like he's going to pick it off, and then the ball falls to the ground. But he ended up catching that. Like, watch the user here. So he's going to follow the drag. Great user defense again. But look at that. See, he puts his hands up to catch it, and then it's like, oh no, but it ends up just teleporting right into his hand. Look, he's got his arms up like, I don't know what just happened. I can't believe I didn't catch it. Oh wait, I do have it. And then just runs down to the 1 yard line. I got to see that one more time. I've never seen that before. Never in my life have I seen this before. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Number 3, able to chase him down from behind. Marshall Iverson on the tackle. And, well, there's the play by the defense. An accidental one. I think the game just kind of dumbed out and gave him that interception, because that's 100%. That's the drop animation. When you play a route perfectly and you get your hands on the ball, but your guy drops it, that's exactly what he does. But somehow it just stayed in his hand. We might have to investigate Hawaii for some stickum. They might have something on their gloves here that's against the rules and regulations. I don't know. Something suspicious on that. But there goes Ian Pryor on the run up the middle, and that's a touchdown for Hawaii. And we got a 7-point ball game just like that. Well, we had a 7-point ball game just like that. Minute 55, just past the 2-minute warning. It's going to be a Haddad run up the middle. There's just not much you can do against the runs when you're at such an overall disadvantage. The blocking is going to be phenomenal. You're not going to be able to catch that running back when he gets into space. Haddad takes it right up the gut, punches Hawaii right back in the mouth. They had the momentum going there. The Rainbow Warriors did. Now Rainbow takes it right back, makes it a 14-point game for the Aztecs. But this Hawaii offense, they are going to keep on pushing here. They got the ball to about midfield, minute 19 left in the second here. Coming out in that trip set. Shore coming down, the Rainbow user, definitely watching an RPO. Coming down on the line of scrimmage there. Going back for that quick drag, but there's that backside dig. Again, Cooper. Not sure that actually was a fumble, but either way, Hawaii recovered it. But that backside dig is doing some real work here. He was down by a mile. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they eventually did rule him down there. But yeah, that backside dig from Cooper, doing a lot of work for Hawaii. That is how we threw that interception earlier. But I put that more on Cooper, because he just never got his hands up. But that is definitely a route we have seen Hawaii go to quite a few times. Take away that drag, going for that comeback now over on the right. Another back to, what's that? Hayden Elligan the second, again on that comeback over on the right. And again, we had those digs coming from the left. So it's been a lot of drags from the right to the left, digs from the left to the right, and then a comeback on our big guy, number 81. And it's been a solid offense for Hawaii. We've got this ball moving, and there goes Pryor. Looks like he's stuck in mud. Unhook that trailer, buddy. Get a little bit more speed. That could be a touchdown for Hawaii, but he still takes it down to the 1. 4 attempts, 35 yards. For like a 70 overall 84 speed halfback, and that had that big blitz pickup earlier. Man is putting in some absolute work. So now we got a 1st and goal at the 1. See if we're going to stay a little more spread out. We are going to go with doubles Y off. We're going to try a run here potentially for Hawaii. 25 seconds. Yeah, you can let this clock run. With the speed disadvantage Hawaii has, I do not hate that idea. We try to go to an RPO, give it to our guy Pryor, see if he can't fight his way in there. Gets brought down just short. Now it's going to be a 2nd and goal at the 1. Now we spread them out a little bit. Go to that spread slots close. I don't hate the idea of running out of this, but we can see San Diego State is going to be sending a bit of a blitz at him here. So the run might not quite work out. We will see if the big boys up front can hold. They almost did prior. He was twisting, turning, trying to stretch, trying to get that one into the end zone. Unable to do so. Stuffed again at the 1 yard line. A 3rd and goal now at the 1 for Hawaii. Out of timeouts. So I don't know if we are going to be able to run this rock. Y off trips. I'm thinking that tight end RPO all day long here. I don't think we've seen him come out in Y-off trips once. I'd be surprised if it's not. It is, yeah. And then we go, and then Jennings just gets absolutely annihilated. Can we get the field goal unit out there in time? Alert, alert, alert. Get out there, boys. We can. We got time here. No need to fully panic. Get the kick up. Kick is... It was close. It was close, but the kick is good. Hawaii puts up 17 points in about 2.5 minutes. Make it a close game here. That should take us to halftime unless something happens here on the kickoff. No, so that will take us to half. Let's take it back to the studio. What a first half between these two squads. I mean, Hawaii falling down early, but fighting their way back in there. That's that Hawaiian fighter spirit Spence and his boys are showing here in the first half. Really just taking what the defense has been giving them, which makes a ton of sense for how the team is. You know, we don't have that one rock star on offense that we can just rely on to hopefully get downfield and make some crazy plays happen. We got to dink, we got to dunk, we got to throw those backside ins, we got to throw those comebacks, those drags, those flats, all those types of things that Hawaii has got working for him, and it has at least been able to come back and make it an interesting game here at halftime. Whereas if I'm San Diego State at this point, if we keep running that rock, we keep giving it to our guy Haddad, I don't think Hawaii is going to be able to do much against that run game. We saw how that blocking has been, and we saw once that Haddad gets into space, there's just nobody on that Hawaii defense with the speed to catch him. So I think we lean a little bit more on that run game if we're San Diego State at this point. Hawaii, eventually, we're probably going to have to start pushing it downfield a little bit more. I mean, we've had good luck on those backside digs. We'll see if that's something they go to a little bit more in the second half to try to make up this deficit. But before we get to the second half, we do have some halftime highlights from our game against Texas State against Washington State. Now, our coach at Washington State, Kay, was actually the head man down at UTSA a few seasons ago in his first game of online football in about a decade, I believe he said. He took on Texas State in the I-35 rivalry. Didn't go well for K and UTSA. We will see how he can do in a revenge game up in Pullman. Let's throw it to the halftime highlight. And I may have gotten a little ahead of myself here. I know week 0 is San Diego State, Hawaii. Booked a non-refundable ticket. Here we are in the beaches of Hawaii. Luckily, we can do this all remotely anyway. So here we go. Halftime highlights. Texas State versus Washington State. Let's get these all up here. Early on, I mean, really, essentially first play of the game here. The Texas State offense taking it, getting them into space. Number 5, look at the moves of Mr. Azalea. Fittingly, during Masters Week, it is the Azalea blooming for Texas State. Taking that one in for the early Bobcats touchdown, making it a 7-0 lead. Washington State, I think 2 plays later, still 5 minutes left in the first here, in the quarterback just leaves them out to dry there. Won't you be my neighbor? Takes that interception for Texas State, brings it in for a score. Pick 6 a minute into this game, 14-0 lead for Texas State. Jump ahead to the second quarter. It has been all Bobcats here so far, 28-0. Going with the run here, number 33. Just again, the blocking. The run game, when you have an overall advantage, is absolutely deadly. But Washington State doesn't just roll over quite that easily. Here comes K and that Cougars offense. Down 35, 2.5 left in the half. Easy to just give up here at this point, but we find our guy number 8, takes that one in for the touchdown. Washington State fighting back here a little bit. 42-15 in the third quarter, down by 27. Got in for another score, but so did Texas State. Trying to get a little bit of room here. Goes back to number 8, and he's got some wiggles on him too. Takes that one in for the Washington State score. Trying to make it interesting, but unfortunately didn't quite work out for him quite like that. We have got an ugly one out in Pullman there. Final score ends up being 49-29. The Bobcats get that victory. But a moral victory for Washington State. They did outgain them 417-405. So That's something. 12 carries for 112 for Texas State. We do have our old school Texas State hoodie on, represent our guy Crayon Eater there. Pass yards 378 for Washington State, as we come to expect from an offense like the Cougars, but 4 turnovers. That's going to be kind of tough to overcome. And okay, went to Washington State solely because of the quarterback there. Hasn't quite been living up to the hype, so we'll see if Washington State can turn things around throughout the season here, but Texas State off to a hot start in this one. And with that being the only other user game that we had any video of, that's it for our little halftime wrap up here. At the end, we'll go over all the CPU games. There really weren't that many. It's week 0. Not everybody plays in week 0, so there weren't a ton. But we'll go over all those here at the end. Let's take it back to the second half action between Hawaii and San Diego State. We're 30 seconds into the second half here. Hawaii, 2 plays, 2 completions on to San Diego State side of the field. I mean, if we can go down, getting that field goal before half was huge. So now if we can go down, even kick another field goal, we've got an 8-point game. We've got a 1-score game. We just have to be able to finish this drive. Now we see Hawaii in some pistol. First time today we've seen that pistol offense of Hawaii. Honestly, as much I've ran the run and shoot a few times, didn't even realize they had pistol. That was just totally caught me off guard there. Give it to our guy Pryor, picks up 4 yards for us there. Staying now going to some pistol trips. So we'll see if he's running the same kind of stuff out of pistol as he was in shotgun. So watch a drag coming from the right to the left, maybe a backside dig or something from that left side. I believe that's still Max Cooper over there on the left. Here comes that stunt again. It did look like a dig coming from Cooper again, but a big man on the defensive line gets his hands up there, swats that one away. 3rd and 6 now. Going with a cover 3 shell. Which I don't hate cover 3 shells, depending on what zone you're going to be calling. Like, I think for cover 4, it works totally fine. But like cover 2, you can get yourself in a bit of a pickle. So again, here comes the drag. Again, here comes that backside, and there's the comeback. So it's very similar route combos we're seeing from Hawaii here. Have a quick drag going from the right to the left. Have something on that backside. That actually looked like it was more of a post than an actual dig. Then have that outside comeback. That's 3 route combo we've seen quite a bit from the Rainbow Warriors here. And now we pick up, now we're facing a 4th and 6. A big blitz coming from San Diego State. We'll see if Mr. Ian Pryor, the tank in that backfield, is going to be able to help pick this one up. Give Jennings a little bit of time and pick up a huge first down here for Hawaii to start the second half. We will see. He's coming in pretty dang oh, they got him just enough time. Find that quick flat over to the left. That was Lance Snell on that reception to keep the drive alive for the Rainbow Warriors. Keep the dream alive in their first ever user game here in the OMT Online Dynasty. Now a 1st and 10 for Hawaii after that big conversion. Let's see what Jennings is going to draw up here. We are trying to hot route a little bit. Stadium Pulse starting to pick up a little bit. Those San Diego State fans, looks like a pretty full house here. You can see the Hawaii. Oh, you probably actually can't see the Hawaii contingent. It's probably behind my face, but it's in the top left. We can see some green and black in the stands here. Going back to that quick flat over on the right, but the defender was Philip Babb, was ready to fly down and make a tackle there. Gain of nothing. Yeah, staying in that match coverage on defense. We've seen a lot of match from San Diego State. So if Hawaii can keep going with those little drags. Oh, we have that left seam. We see it, and Jennings delivers an absolute strike to the Snell. Finds him for the Hawaii touchdown. Look at 35. Oh, and he's got the weird little dance going too. Shout out Vancy, Louisiana, in that funky little dance. 26 for 35, 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns now for Zachary Jennings, as Hawaii has made it a 5-point game, and they might be going for 2 here to make it 3. No, they are just going to settle for their 1, make it a 4-point game. What heart from these Hawaii boys. What a comeback. Now the Aztec offense back on the move to Hawaii's side of the 50-yard line. Looks like we're going back to a little mesh. We're going to have X wide open. Yeah, I don't know if that was man or match that Hawaii was in. Either way, look at it. If he scored there, that would have been an all-time game from Caleb Presley with that first touchdown. He's already had 2 scores. The first one, he dunked on the Hawaii guy. This time he trucks that guy. There's 3 other defenders there, 4 other defenders there. None of them tackle him. Takes a 5th Hawaii defender, that number 10 on Hawaii, the Caleb Presley Whisperer, the only one who has a chance to make a play on that man. And we're going right back to him. 3 touchdowns. Caleb Presley loving his new home here in San Diego. Sorry to Woe twice and Sam Houston, but Presley is thriving in the San Diego State offense, punches them right back in that 11-point lead once again. But the Rainbow Warriors are going to strike back here very quickly. 1st and 10, just took the touchback on that kickoff. First play afterwards. Still 2 minutes and change left here in the third. Back in that pistol, going for the deep crosser. Tanyan, luckily he's a short guy, so it's a little easier for him to get down to those low throws. Able to pick that one out of the air, take off running down to the San Diego State's 33. BJ Tanyan's been a pretty solid player here. For Hawaii, we've seen quite a few of their guys actually step up and make some big plays. Even the halfback Pryor, Snell, Tanyan, Cooper, the wide receivers, Hayden Elligan the second's been the big guy on the comebacks. And there he is again. That one was actually just a curl. Another weird animation there. It was like he was suspended in midair for a second. Surely it looked like that should have been a catch. But I like this Hawaii mix-up of going to some more of this pistol. It seems to be working pretty well for him here. Like I said, I've never really messed with a pistol in this formation. Going back to some cover 4 match here, because we can see his user in a quarter flat. That is a matching coverage. And yeah, it's just match really struggles with like the drags and crossers. And man kind of does too. So I wouldn't hate to see a little bit more drop zone out of San Diego State here at some point. But we are going to stay in our double coverage man here. So we're doubling 81, which 81's really only been on like comebacks and curls. Oh, not that time though. Well, the comeback's on the other side actually, and big man Max Cooper is going to go up and grab that one. I mean, he even broke the tackle. That's number 2. That's that wide receiver, Clark McManus. Probably going to struggle making those tackles, but luckily he was able to force him out of bounds anyway. So 1st and goal at the 5 now Hawaii. We saw him try to run quite a bit there at the end of the first half once they got down here. Tripsex nasty. It could be that delayed slant on the outside receiver here. No, it is not. Going back to that right corner. A little bit of hand fighting out there. They were both grappling for position, but Hayden Elligan the second, you got to say his full name every single time, gets position, comes down with it, touchdown for Hawaii, and I believe we are going to go for 2 this time. And indeed, we are 30-35, trying to make this a 3-point game with a minute left in the third, staying in that spread kind of look, going for that back line again. Oh, actually goes for Hayden in the back right corner, gets intercepted, trying to shift his way around there, but does at least make that tackle to keep it a 5-point game. Ian Pryor was just losing his mind over something. He was having a little temper tantrum out there, but interception on the 2-point. San Diego State will be getting that ball back up by 5. And been a pretty solid drive so far here for the Aztecs, leaning a little bit more on that run game, which makes sense in this situation. See, if we're Hawaii, we can't have everybody up on the line like this. We're going to get cooked. Winter Soldier. Yep, just a little slot fade. Everybody too close to that line of scrimmage, and we just don't have the speed in the secondary. We could have just, I mean, because when San Diego State actually threw that ball, we had pretty good leverage. We had a pretty good position, but just weren't fast enough. Just give it up, just throw it downfield far enough and let Solder be the one to get right underneath it. So this, let's see if we're going to snap one more play in the third quarter here. But I mean, if you're Hawaii, you do have to get aggressive on defense at some point here, but that will take us to the fourth quarter. The Aztecs looking to push this back to a 2-score lead. I mean, Hawaii keeps just fighting back though. I mean, credit to Spence, credit to the Rainbow Warriors. Brother man, who was that? Miguel Chavez. You can never trust a Miguel. That's always what I've said. Number 15 of Hawaii. Shout out to Miguel, a former Fresno State coach here in the online dynasty. I mean, that's the play. Accurate ball that might get, oh, it's number 97 out there, so we might not. Maybe we get that weird animation again. So accurate ball, maybe that's intercepted. Throwing it behind him should have been intercepted, but he just turns and swats it away. Incompletion. Dropping quite a few into coverage, but we still got some guys open. Another close call there. Another tight window throw. Gets away with it again though. 3rd and goal now for San Diego State. I mean, they have been putting the ball into harm's way here a couple of times down here in the red zone. We'll see if Hawaii's defense can finally actually jump in front of one. Go with a little bench, put a speed out. We're looking for McManus here, I would imagine. Not going to have it. Good flat defense. Go for that back corner. Oh man, you got to feel for Hawaii. All three plays, we were right there making a play. The user defender tries to drop back to that corner, and who else? Of course, it's Caleb Presley. His fourth touchdown of the game. The man has been unstoppable. Touchdown, Aztecs. But yet again, here come the Rainbow Warriors. You cannot lay off the gas against this team. They are going to keep fighting back to San Diego State's 42-yard line. 5 minutes left in this ball game. Here comes the big man blitz, able to get some pressure on him, going for that curl route out there to Hayden. Been one of the favorites we've seen of Hawaii. There's definitely been a few go-to routes we have noticed the Rainbow Warriors busting out here, which have all been good against match and man coverage, so it makes sense to kind of keep going to similar concepts here. So again, we had that backside dig, but we go to the slant that time. Hayden on the slant. Use that big body, box him out, pick up the first down against cover 2 man. Trust your guy Hayden to go make a play. So we're still in that cover 3 shell, which against cover 2 man makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, they are still shaded underneath though, so we could have potentially had that seam, but we find our guy Snell on that left flat. He's been doing a lot of damage quick underneath there. Really doing a good job just getting into him and trying to get him to make some plays here for Hawaii. We potentially could have tried one of the streaks over on the right. That's definitely a big the negative about that cover 2 man. It does come out automatically shaded underneath. So unless you shade it over the top, they are going to run right on by. There's that delayed slant. We threw that a touch early though, before he actually started breaking inside. Because if you can wait a second there, once he starts breaking, he catches that and almost gets like a little speed boost. And that could have potentially been a touchdown. But we kind of threw it when he was still standing still there. Still a gain of 3. We're still okay with that. So we are doing some drop zone coverage this time for San Diego State. Now inside the 10-yard line. The defense is held for the most part down here. We had that one turnover on the first drive for Hawaii. Right before half, we kept them to a field goal. We will just take our little check down there to Pryor. 3rd and 4, ball at the 6. See if we're going to go back to that back line, like dig to Max Cooper here. It's been there a few times. Well, this time it would be our guy Hayden over on the right probably. So we got to watch if he's going up and to the left, right at the back line here. I would wager that is going to be open if that's what Hawaii wants to go to here. No, we're going to go with the drag. We are, yeah, and all over them. Good user defense there by Mr. Shore of San Diego State. And he is going to be able to outrun everybody on Hawaii. And we'll take that one in for the touchdown, 49-30, just like that. It's a 19-point game with 3.5 minutes left. Hawaii does get on the board here a couple more times, so we'll go ahead and see how they manage to do that. But that one was the dagger, unfortunately. Oh, look at Max Cooper. Look at Max Cooper here. 1st and 10, 3 minutes ago. He doesn't want to give up on this gosh dang game. Again, that backside post breaks 2 tackles. Number 0 trips over his own guy, jukes out the other San Diego State defender, and Max Cooper takes it in for the Rainbow Warriors touchdown. 49-37 is going to be our score here. And then we do manage one more here. So it's 37-49. San Diego State on the drive here though. 2nd and 6. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Just kind of killing some clock here with Mr. Hicks. See, we're going to drop back to pass. See if we got anybody open here. Going for R1. Kind of nice little easy one to Haddad. 3rd and 4. Again, we're really playing aggressive here. I mean, certainly looks like it's going to be some man defense here, but it's not, and it's undercut by Mr. Flavors. Whoa, gets the interception. Hawaii taken back over. See, the fight of this Hawaii team. They are not going to be given up quite that easily. Staying in that cover 4 match, I think this is Palms. I can never tell. And he's in a shell, so it all is going to kind of look the same here anyway. But the Rainbow Warriors fighting back. If it wasn't for those gosh dang turnovers, again, the deep crosser is there. Hayden Elligan II. This guy has been unbelievable. 39 for 52, 524 yards for Zachary Jennings. Absolutely slinging that rock here at this point. I'm going to try to get this snap off before the 2-minute warning. And we do, staying in that trip sex nasty, a little high-low dig, going for that deep dig. Oh, that time Snell unable to hold on to it. Those deep digs, man, those are really good. That's probably something I should do more. especially with those ones that are like 15 yards downfield or something. So those are going to get over those hooks. They're all going to be just, and you have the other stuff underneath to kind of keep guys busy. Shout out Old Dominion. Their score just popped up on the bottom there. Took care of business against NIU. Lost our star receiver in the process, but you know what? I don't want to talk about it. So 37-49, less than 2 minutes ago. I do want to see how Hawaii can get back on the board here. Still holding on to those 2 timeouts. Still technically, oh, Pryor can't hear. Jennings trying to hot route Pryor, but Pryor leans in and sorry, coach, I can't hear you. Potentially have that backside dig again, but gets flushed out of the pocket. So I got a 4th and 10 for the Rainbow Warriors. Setting some zone drops there. Setting them to 10, for this 4th down. Back in our trips. Is this trips X nasty? Yep. Oh no, that was divide. That was 100% divide. Gets knocked out. Yeah, you know how you can tell it's divide? Watch number 80 here. Watch his speed burst when he turns inside. Whoop! There he goes. But we had that 10-yard zone drop, so he was actually able to defend that one. Gets knocked out. San Diego State takes back over here. Somehow Hawaii scores again. I'm really curious how that happens here. Okay, so we do end up punting. Again, we do that punt that just can't be fielded. So Hawaii ends up, let's see, going back to some trips pistol, going back to that dig. First down. Hits it, gets hit as he's thrown. Minute left. I just want to see Hawaii scores there. Scores once more here. 2nd and 10 in that pistol trips. Oh man, that stunt. That right edge coming in on that stunt has just been absolutely deadly for San Diego State. He was in there in the blink of an eye, but Jennings able to actually get rid of that one in time and finds his guy. Going, see, that's kind of, oh, he's celebrating that one. It's just crazy that Hawaii caught that one earlier and San Diego State dropped that one. That's just kind of unfortunate. So ball at the 29, going back to kind of similar play here, going for that deep one. Thought our safety was actually jumping in front of that, but Snell does a good job. 14 for 158 for Lance Snell. He's had himself a game. Hayden Elegans had a great game. I mean, Hawaii in general is going to have a ton of receivers that had good games. As we threw this rock, let's see, 64 times in this ball game. That's just a classic Hawaii offense, man. It's like, oh, then that one gets dropped though. Who is that? Number BJ Tanyan? He must have been cold. We haven't called his name in a while. It's like watching, you know, Colt Brennan back at Hawaii back in the day. Rest in peace to the legend. He was unbelievable. I believe a Packers legend as well, actually. Colt Brennan. Might have just been preseason, but I'm pretty sure he was on the Packers at some point. So was Eric Crouch, former Heisman Trophy winner. So was Taysom Hill. He was also a preseason Packer guy, but they didn't know what to do with him. Gets brought down. LaShawn Bacon gets an injury there on the offensive line for Hawaii. So we must just punch this one in. Yes, we do. And then onside kick covered by San Diego State. They will take a knee. They will get out of here with the win, 49-44. What an action-packed way to start off week 0 here in season 5. We'll take it back to the studio one more time, go over everything else that happened here in week 0. It was a great battle between our West Coast friends there, but the Aztecs get the victory. 623 total yards for Hawaii in that one, 387 for San Diego State. The 9 for 121 rushing, huge difference there in favor of the Aztecs. Like we said multiple times, having that overall advantage, you can just run the rock, make life pretty easy for you. 44 for 64 passing there for Hawaii, really slinging that pill around. Big difference. I'm hoping you guys, the turnovers actually weren't too bad. It was 3-2 in favor of San Diego State. Just the timing of those turnovers was really the killer there for Hawaii, but Jennings ends up with 587 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, did take 1 sack. 44 for 64 passing is crazy. Whereas on the Aztec side of things, Mr. Hicks, and we did miss that 1 touchdown with Hicks too, but 266, 5 scores, 2 picks for him, 15 for 26 through the air. Rushing, this was the big difference. Haddad being able to go 8 for 122 and a score. 70 yards was his long rush. That'll do it. That'll do it. Hawaii, I mean, Pryor, 7 for 40, considering who we got in the backfield there, the 84 speed, 72 overall, not a bad performance. Receiving wise, a lot. Really spreading the ball out here for the Rainbow Warriors. 14 for 158 for Snell, 9 for 136 for Tanyan, 7 for 133 for Cooper, 9 for 119 for Hayden Elegant II, all with at least 1 touchdown, Cooper with 2, Pryor chipping in with 5 for 41 there as well. Really spreading that rock out. And then for the Aztecs, the Winter Soldier, only two catches, but for 117 yards and a touchdown. And their new tight end, their shiny new toy, San Diego State has to play with here, Caleb Presley, 8 for 109 and 4 touchdowns. So good game to both Spence and Rainbow Warrior. I mean, just Rainbow. I said Rainbow Warrior too much. Good game to Spence and to Rainbow. Welcome to the Dynasty, Spence. A heck of a debut for you. So let's fly through the rest of our conferences here, see everything that happened in week 0. In the Mountain West, we did have Navy taking on James Madison in a user game. James Madison ended up winning that one fairly comfortably, 63-10. That's just kind of what JMU does. Old Dominion gets the win against CPU Northern Illinois here in week 0. So technically, as it stands right now, Old Dominion's tied for first in the Mountain West. Just throwing that out there. So that is our Platinum Conference. Down to our Gold Conference, Conference USA, where we saw just about everybody, actually. Half the guys in action here. Georgia State gets the huge in-state rivalry win against the Georgia Bulldogs, 45-37. And we actually saw everything else that happened here already. So to the American, we had East Carolina taking down Liberty, 63-17. We saw Hawaii, San Diego State, our last conference, the Sun Belt. Only thing we haven't seen here, UTSA gets the win against Kennesaw, 63-28. So that is going to be our full wrap here on week 0. We'll be back here shortly for another Old Dominion CPU game here in week 1, I think just against FCS, but we're going to be running the Washington State offensive playbook in that one, see how we like that, and hopefully we'll have a game of the week for week 0 as well. Only time will tell. We will see. But again, GG's to Spence, GG's to Rainbow. That was a really fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.